Today we're going to be making some delicious beer-basted baby back ribs. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we got to make a rub. We're going to add a half a cup of brown sugar, quarter cup of paprika, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of cayenne for a little extra heat. We're going to mix all this stuff together with a spoon. Make sure to get all the clumps out and make sure that it's nice and blended in well. And there we go, we've got our rub ready to put on the ribs. Next is making the Mops sauce. We've already got a half a cup of water and a half a cup of vinegar in a bowl. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of yellow mustard, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of cayenne for a little extra kick. We're going to whisk it all together, make sure we get everything nice and evenly mixed. And there we go. We got our nice Mops sauce. Alright, now it's time for the barbecue sauce, or finishing sauce as some people call it. We've got a cup of ketchup in the bowl. We're going to add a quarter cup of water, a quarter cup of vinegar, a quarter cup of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 2 cloves of garlic, and 1 teaspoon of cayenne. Mix all those together with our whisk until we get a nice thick consistency. And there you go, you got your beautiful barbecue sauce. Alright, now we're going to prep our ribs. First step in the preparation of any rib is to take off the membrane on the back of the rib. A quick tip for doing this the easy way: grab you a spoon and a paper towel, stick that spoon underneath that membrane, and just pull it off. And then we're going to take our rub and we're going to generously apply it to the ribs, making sure that we coat all the surfaces. Pat that rub down in there, make sure it's good and packed in there. We want to get a nice thick crust. We're going to flip over our ribs and we're going to do the same exact thing to the backside. The backside's not quite as important, but just make sure you get a nice little coating, pack it down on there, and you'll be good to go. Your ribs should look like this, nice and evenly coated, beautiful ribs. We're going to go over to our grill. Today we're cooking on a Charbroil infrared grill. We're going to light it up and turn all of our burners down to medium heat and let it preheat for about 15 minutes. We're going to take a beer and we're going to pour about 22 ounces into our pan with our ribs. You want just enough beer to cover the bottom of the pan, not enough to soak the ribs. We're not trying to boil these ribs. We just want that beer to permeate those ribs just a little bit. We're going to take some tin foil and we're going to cover up that pan. Make sure you get a nice tight seal there. Now our grill's been preheating for about 15 minutes. It's time to put these ribs onto the grill. We're going to let these ribs cook for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to mop them. Alright, our ribs are ready to be mopped. So we're going to take off the tin foil. Be careful, this is hot. Grab your Mops sauce. Just mop every square inch of those ribs until you get them nice and coated. This will add a lot of flavor into those ribs as they cook and keep them nice and moist. Alright, now that we got our ribs mopped, we're going to cover them back up and let them cook for another 30 minutes or so. Be careful, the pan will be hot whenever you're doing this. And close the lid and we'll check back in 30 minutes. Alright, our ribs have been cooking for another 30 minutes. We're going to take them off and we're going to check to see if they are ready to go onto the grill itself. What we're going to be looking for is that meat to have pulled off the bone a little bit. And you can see there our ribs are already falling apart and our bones are exposed there. You can see the bone tips. Got a nice color from that rub and that mop. Got a nice springiness to our meat. So we're going to let these firm up just a little bit on the grill. Cook them for about another 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to add our barbecue sauce. Alright, we're ready to add our barbecue sauce. Just slather that barbecue sauce on there pretty good. You're going to love this sauce. We're going to let these ribs cook for another 10 minutes or so. Get that sauce nice and baked on there. We're going to come back and check them out. And here they are. We got one final step here. We got to eat them.